Welcome back to Metal Gear Saga. This is episode 10 called A Kind of Metal Gear. This is Master Steve 89 speaking from Ape Supremacy Entertainment. On this episode 10 we are going to see a bit more of gameplay and also one rather big cutscene at the end. But right now I'm checking for decent camouflage to get through this area here. Which, by the way, is obsolete because I don't think there are soldiers posted here in this area. But that is kind of like the suspense factor in this game because you don't really see that far. You can't see enemies very well in the junglers. I mean, you know, it makes sense. The enemies can see you rather well because you blend in with the environment, but so do the soldiers. And that's why you have to tread carefully. I'm eating Batman. Yeah, Batman doesn't taste well. Alright. I ate Batman, then I disposed of some Batman, and instead got myself a bit of Bugs Bunny. So there is also a trophy in this game where you have to find every single kind of food that there is in this game. Meaning every kind of snake, every kind of mammal, every kind of fish, every kind of frog, every kind of fruit, every kind of mushroom. I think that's it. I think that is all the categories there are. But you basically have to find every single one of them, and some of them are really cryptic and it's really annoying to get them. I suppose I could get the... I don't have the platinum trophy on this. I don't have the platinum trophy on any Metal Gear. Because in order to get them, you have to grind like shit. And that is not how and why I like to play Metal Gear, you know. If I pick up the games, I just want to get through them and experience the story and the boss fights and the gameplay and everything. But I do not want to grind around like a madman. So this is kind of a... yeah, I think this is a cool designed area. You see, there are different kinds of floors here that demand different kinds of camouflage. Also, it's kind of divided by this electric fence. So in order to get in there, you have to find a gap in the electric fence. All the while, there are two soldiers, I believe, patrolling on the inside of the fence. And there's also a shepherd, a dog, that can sniff you out, that can see better, that can hear better. So you really have to be careful. The dog himself can trigger the alarm, but the dog can attack you, which causes the other soldiers to realize that something's going on, and then they are gonna trigger the alert most of the times. So if you're struggling with this game or this area, the most important thing here in this area is actually to get rid of the dog. Every time there are dogs in an area, you have to get rid of them immediately because they can fuck things up in ways that soldiers just can't. See, got rid of the dog, but the problem is the soldiers, of course, realize that the dog has fallen asleep. So he's gonna try and wake the dog up. But you can also use that as bait. You can lay a lot of traps with bait in this game, which is kind of cool. You know, if you shoot one guy down, you can wait somewhere in the bushes or anywhere and wait for him to approach him in order to take him down as well. Now this is something really, really stupid. This door is locked, as you can see. So how do I get in there? I knocked at the door. Somebody heard me.
Okay, just a second.
And now, look. This is the stupidest soldier in the entire Soviet army. Stupidest person ever. Oh man, I missed him. Twice. Third time's the charm. Oh my god. How can you miss this guy? How can you miss him so badly? At least I didn't shoot him in the arm or in the foot or something, because then he's gonna turn around and probably he's gonna see me. So now just a quick break because I need to save the game every once in a while, but I cut that part out because it takes quite long to save. And we're back. Now we're on the inside of this facility, and this is also a rather, it's not a difficult area really, but it's a really open area. There are some patches of grass where you can hide, but basically it's very open, and the enemy soldiers have a good field of vision here, so you need to be you need to approach rather slowly. See, there's another keratin. Do you see it? In the window behind the bars. And also there are a couple of blind spots, like here on the right. If you just crawl out there, he's gonna see you and you're gonna waste ammo, or you're gonna trigger an alert. You need to remember this guy, because he can screw things up for you. This is something I rarely do in the older Metal Gear games. Pick up enemies and drag them somewhere, because it's not really needed as long as you don't kill them. If you just knock them out with tranquilizer darts, the enemy soldiers that find them will just like kick them and wake them up again. No trigger, no evasion phase, no nothing. So, oh, this is the M16. That is the American assault rifle, actually. I'm wondering why they have that. Probably some agent got it, and they have this in this weapons facility here to kind of like figure out how do they do the assault rifles, what can we do with them, how can we improve our little Kalashnikov. Now, going into this facility here, you have to pick the scientist's camouflage and remove the face paint. Still, this is kind of silly actually. I mean, you have the lab coat, but does Snake really look like a scientist to you? I mean, he's got this beard thing, he's got the bandana going. I mean, this guy looks like fucking Rambo, and look at him running like kind of like a commando or something. How do they not see that that guy is not a scientist? It does not make sense. That is kind of like this little video game silliness that a lot of games just have that you have to roll with. Doesn't make sense, but whatever, not a problem. You know, the reason why I am crawling around here, even though I am in camouflage, is that sometimes these soldiers, they're gonna look at you, and it's kind of like in Hitman sometimes. They look at you, and for some reason, they think, oh, something's off here, and just trigger the alert phrase out of the blue, which they should not do. And that is something really weird. It's one of those parts that just don't work all that well. Also, the most dangerous thing here, see on the left there is another keratin, by the way, another frog. These other scientists, they are the biggest threat in this entire area, because when they see you, they look at you and they trigger the alert immediately. No matter what you do, if they see you and you're not quick enough to leave the area, they are gonna trigger the alert. That is so bloody annoying. That is why I'm just running past them and trigger the cutscene now. So enjoy the cutscene, and this is also the end of the episode after the cutscene. So see you tomorrow with another episode.
If you're looking for Sokolov, he's not here anymore. Put that thing away. You'll spoil my drink. So, you're the intruder everyone's talking about. Typical capitalist dog. No manners.
And who are you?
You mean you've never heard of me? And you call yourself an agent? Very well, then. I am Alexander Leonovich Granin. A man of some importance, if I do say so myself. I am the foremost weapons scientist in the Soviet Union, and the head of the glorious Granin Design Bureau. This is the Order of Lenin. It is an honor of the greatest magnitude, given along with the title of Hero of Socialism to only the finest workers. It was awarded to me in recognition of my brilliant contributions to society. Since the Great Patriotic War, I have created countless weapons in the service of our great communist society. It was thanks to me that we were able to stamp out the Nazi scum. It was I who created the basic design for the mobile ballistic missile system you know and fear as SS-1C.
You're crocked, aren't you?
I'm merely drowning my sorrow. Because of him, I've got nothing to do but sit here and drink this crap.
Him?
Sokolov. It's him you're looking for, isn't it? Because of him, I have been stripped of my authority. My research has come to nothing. Look. It is a revolutionary mobile nuclear missile system. A bipedal tank.
A bipedal tank?
Yes, a walking tank. A robot. Are you familiar with the theory of the missing link between apes and humans? Well, this technology will be the missing link between infantry and artillery. A kind of Metal Gear, if you will. And this magnificent Metal Gear will mark a revolutionary step forward in weapons development.
Metal Gear?
But I won't be used so easily. No crying myself to sleep. For you see, I'm going to send these documents to my friend in the United States.
What?
These bastards will live to regret this. And when they themselves become the targets of my creation, they will know my true greatness. Yes, Sokolov's pathetic shagohod pales in comparison to my work. What are you going to do with a rocket engine on a tank?
About Sokolov.
A tank does not need a rocket. It needs something else. Look at these.
Nice shoes.
No. Legs. Legs that allow it to go anywhere. Just as when humans learn to walk upright. That is the real revolution in weaponry. Don't you agree? But the fool's in charge. Joe Sokolov.
And where is Sokolov?
My project has been terminated. The philosopher's legacy has been handed over to him.
What the hell are you talking about?
The philosopher's legacy. Haven't you heard of the philosophers? The Colonel has inherited their immense legacy. Volgin's father was in charge of the philosopher's money laundering activities. In the confusion of the war, They somehow ended up with their treasure. And Volgin inherited that treasure illegally. We never need to worry about the military budget. The development costs at our facility are all paid out of the Colonel's deep pockets. The weapons born here will be the genes for creating an entirely new form of warfare. The funding for my research came out of that legacy. Came out of it. Now, my money, my men, all have been diverted to the Shagohod project. Tomorrow they will be conducting the final test, while Sokolov is making the final preparations in the weapons factory at Volgin's main base, the great fortress of Grozny Grad. Here I am, playing host to an enemy spy and drinking myself into a stupor.
That's where they moved Sokolov?
Yes,
And the Shagohod is there too?
of course. Hey, you're not thinking of going to Grozny Grad. Are you mad? It's an impenetrable fortress.
I'm sure it is.
You'll be killed.
I'll take my chances.
Wait.
What?
Listen to me, you fool. I want to help you.
Help me?
To thank you for your compliment.
What compliment?
My shoes. Tatiana gave them to me. I wanted to thank you for complimenting me on them. I'll tell you how to get into the fortress. In return, I ask only that you get that idiot out of there and destroy the Shagohod. There is an underground tunnel that runs around the perimeter of the fortress. You should be able to use it to sneak into the base. Head for the mountains. The entrance to the tunnel is located there. Take this. You passed through a warehouse on your way here, didn't you?
Yeah.
There should have been a locked door inside of it. Do you remember it? This key will open that door. Beyond that door lies the vast jungle. You can climb up into the mountains from the far end of the jungle. Go back to the warehouse. Use the key to open the locked door and head for the mountains. Got it?
Why are you helping me?
Unlike Sokolov, the thought of defecting has never once crossed my mind. I love my country. I love this land. I cannot even imagine living anywhere else. I wish to remain a hero of the great motherland. I cannot bear the thought of being hounded into a corner and left to waste away. It is already dawn. We must hurry. I will remain here and nurse my troubles for a little longer. To capitalism!